Hi, my name is Michael Socavetta. In this video, I'm going to go over how to create a custom block for Divi in WordPress. So here I have an old newsletter that's one of many, part of a site that's in a very old version of WordPress. I'm migrating over to the latest and greatest of WordPress, and in this particular instance, the client requested Divi as a theme and page maker. So what I want to do is make my life a little easier when it comes to this newsletter. Like I mentioned, there are several, and they all have these green and blue background elements in them. And I could easily use Divi to create the heading and the text and make the text background white and then add the rounded corners to these, but it would be very tedious, right? I'd have to be doing each one, and as you can see, there's a few of these boxes per newsletter. And so what I want to do is make a custom block, and that way I don't have to keep repeating it in there, but it would be available if the client wants to go in and use Divi to make it. So it's very user friendly, and at the same time I'm using some custom code to make my life easier as a developer. So first thing we need to do is in the code, make sure that there is a child theme for Divi. And it doesn't take much. There's some plugins. If you need help and you don't know how to create a child theme, there's some plugins that are very easy to use for WordPress. So you can just, it'll walk you through and do it all for you. So now here you'll notice there's a blue custom block and a green custom block. I've actually gone through and already made a custom block for this blue and this green one. And then what I want to do is make a third one for this. This disclaimer is at the end of each page. And I wasn't going to because it's pretty basic. You know, these had rounded corners and they had a heading and white background and some other things, but this was pretty basic. So when I was going through recreating these, I thought I'll just make it in Divi. But I'd like to use this as an example to show you how to create a custom block. And the reason I mentioned that, though, is my naming convention of green blue is kind of off because this is also blue, but I decided to name it Cobalt as the other blue. So we'll name this one Cobalt. Now here you can see within the child theme, there's a directory called custom modules. And within that, there's a blue custom block, green custom block. And so I'm going to make a Cobalt custom block. And then within each of these, we'll look at the green ones so you can see, they each have their own files of CSS, JavaScript, and PHP. So I'll start on that. All right, now that we've made each three, we'll go through. But first thing is I'm actually going to jump over into the functions.php file and add two things. So first I'll make a comment so we can see what we're doing here. Register Cobalt custom block. Now it's already picked up that my copilot here that this is what I want to do. But here you can see we're just going to copy these. So yes to that, and then yes to that. So like anything in WordPress where you need to add some custom work in the function.php, it takes these two. So you create a function, then you call it. Same with shortcode if you've ever used that. So next, let's see, we'll probably pick this up too. So we'll do the same thing. And so you can see here, I'll just highlight it. We're copying this basically. And Cobalt, yes. And create action. So love AI for this, but always double check because you never know. So looks like I misspelled that, and now everything looks good. Despite the red lines, it doesn't recognize the WordPress, but it's fine. So save that. And now we'll jump into, we'll start with the CSS, and it's pretty straightforward. Unlike the other two examples with the green and blue, my Cobalt one is just a pretty straightforward block. So it has nothing of what I want. So I won't use that, but I will add background color, and this one, that particular shade of cobalt is that. And we're gonna add some padding. No. And then, so that's the block, but I do want to create one for content. Nope. Yeah, but I'm going to change these. So, all right, that should be good. Save that and head over to the JavaScript. I'm just going to grab and copy and paste and modify from the other example. So we'll look at it real quick. You can see what I'm putting in here. So if we go to let's use green. Here, we're extending the existing builder module. Go to Cobalt.js, and I'll put that in here. I'll hit save there, and let's go back. Last thing we need to do is add PHP. So I've already had it written, but we'll walk you through it. So again, extending ET builder module, and use this as a slug, VP support on. I'm putting my name as the author, and then you would put in the site URL in here. Here I'm leaving it blank just for the example. Now, one thing I did add in this, in the example, and we'll scoot back to here, this doesn't have a heading. Our blue and green, they both have headings. And so I wanted to show you what that looks like when we add it in. So here, I've put in where the heading would go. So if we turn that off, you can see we're putting in the heading text as the first instance in this array. Since I'm not using it, I'm just going to comment it out, but I'll leave it there so you can kind of see where it's supposed to go. And same thing here. This I would create, I'll use that. So that's the content, and same with this, I'm commenting out the heading text. So last thing, to save, we'll go back to this. I'll click the edit button. Oh no, what have I done? Let's look back at our code here. Oh, we're missing apostrophes. It tried warning me. All right, let's hit save and we'll go back. All right, so now we're at the end of the page. Let's add a new thing and we will test if this works. Cobalt custom block, here we are. And we just want that text. So we can actually copy it from the one right behind it. Paste. Good stuff. We'll open this up and see if we've got double. Hey, and we have 2. The CSS could probably be a little improved on that, but all in all, it worked. And that's how you create a custom block for Divi. Thanks for watching.